Not all cars age like fine wine. Some fall apart faster than you can say extended warranty. You'd think that by now, especially post 2019, automakers would have ironed out the worst kinks in their designs. But as we're about to see, some modern cars manage to rack up horrifying repair records, recalls, and online complaints, all while still looking good on paper. And trust us, the most expensive ones aren't always the safest bets. Let's get into the worst offenders. 10 Dodge Journey and Dodge Dart, 2019 to 2024. As Dodge slowly phased out these two models, something rather odd started happening. Owners began reporting major meltdowns in both the engine and transmission. But that wasn't even the strangest part. What really raised eyebrows was how often these cars demanded oil changes. We're not talking about the typical 5,000 mile mark. We mean needing an oil change every 30 days. This isn't just inconvenient. It's practically a comedy sketch. The Dart, especially in its last production years, suffered from a noticeable power drop while cruising, often with no warning or clear reason. These weren't just random hiccups. Complaints flooded into the NHTSA and various online communities. When you add in the dismal resale value, it's evident that these two models wrapped up their production runs in a rather embarrassing fashion. But they certainly weren't the only cars treating oil like it was the main course at a feast. 9. Jeep Compass and Jeep Renegade, 2019 to 2024. While Jeep is often celebrated for its tough off-road vehicles, these two models have earned a different reputation. They're notorious for leaving drivers stuck right in their own driveways. Owners often voice their frustrations about electrical malfunctions that render their cars completely unstartable. The twist? Even the dealerships are scratching their heads trying to figure it out. Some blame it on wiring issues, while others suspect faulty ignition modules or pesky software glitches. It's like a game of guess the problem, and nobody seems to win. When the experts can't even pinpoint what's wrong, it's a recipe for a reliability disaster. At least the next car starts up. That is, until it decides to join the party of unpredictability. 8. Mercedes-Benz E-Class 2019 to 2024. One would think a luxury brand like Mercedes would deliver top-notch quality, but the E-Class and Coupe and Cabriolet versions has really missed the mark by a long shot. According to various reliability studies, around 47% of these vehicles suffer from significant issues. And we're not just talking about quirky electronics that throw tantrums. We're looking at full-blown mechanical and electrical meltdowns, often happening at the same time. Imagine your AC giving up on you in the sweltering heat of summer, or dashboards lighting up like they're auditioning for a holiday light show for no apparent reason. And don't even get us started on the infotainment system acting like it's in a perpetual state of confusion. And the next Mercedes model doesn't fare much better. 7. Mercedes-Benz GLE 2019 to 2024. The GLE was meant to be the epitome of a chic and powerful SUV, seamlessly combining luxury with practicality. Instead, it seems to have concocted a delightful mix of hefty monthly payments and even heftier maintenance costs. A jaw-dropping 35% of owners have reported a smorgasbord of issues, ranging from pesky electrical glitches to full-blown mechanical meltdowns. Battery drain problems pop up like an unwelcome party guest, even when the vehicle is parked and taking a nap. Some models even have a knack for transmission troubles, making gear shifts feel like they're stuck in molasses or just plain lazy. Toss in the occasional infotainment system crash, and you've got an SUV that's more of a headache than a helpful companion on the road. Then there's the SUV that shuts off on you while driving. 6. Land Rover Discovery 2019 to 2024. Land Rover's reputation for being unreliable unfortunately carried on with the Discovery. As one of the pricier vehicles on this list, it comes with a host of rather alarming problems. For starters, air suspension failures are as common as a rainy day, leading to the vehicle sagging unexpectedly while parked, or even worse, while you're cruising down the road. And then there's the quirky issue where the key fob decides to play hide and seek with the vehicle, leaving you locked out or unable to start your $70,000 SUV without so much as a heads up. But hold on, the most concerning flaw has to be the random engine shutdowns while you're driving. Picture this, you're on the freeway, everything seems fine, and then poof, your discovery goes silent, leaving you wondering if it's taking an unexpected nap. It's like your car has decided to stop discovering and start daydreaming instead. But what if your car doesn't even wait until you're moving to start failing? 5. Hyundai Elantra 2023. Hyundai has certainly taken giant leaps in technology and design. However, the 2023 Elantra has shown us that beauty is only skin deep. Early feedback reveals some rather unsettling issues, particularly with the steering and braking systems. Owners have reported odd knocking sounds coming from the steering column, which sounds like a bad percussion solo. To make matters worse, some brave souls experience complete brake pedal failure. Yikes! While RepairPal and other review sites still hand out decent reliability scores to the Elantra, the reality on the ground tells a different tale. It's like a charming date that turns out to be a terrible dancer. And this next brand, you'll probably know from its many social media complaints. Number 4. Tesla Cybertruck 2024. The Cybertruck was meant to be Tesla's shining achievement, a seemingly indestructible futuristic marvel that would change the game for trucks. However, after enduring years of delays, the actual product finally hit the market, and let's just say, it wasn't exactly a sight for sore eyes. Owners quickly pointed out issues like poorly aligned panels, exposed wiring that looked like it was auditioning for a horror movie, and doors that seemed to have a mind of their own. In one particularly entertaining viral clip, a Cybertruck's front frunk lid decided to make a surprise appearance mid-drive, as if it were trying to escape. Software bugs were rampant, ranging from simple user interface hiccups to complete meltdowns in drive mode. There were even alarming reports of spontaneous acceleration in the early models, leading Tesla to scramble and roll out over-the-air fixes within mere weeks of the launch. For a vehicle that was touted as bulletproof, it certainly struggled to withstand the blows of reality. It might look like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but when it comes to driving, it feels more like a beta version that's still waiting for its final touches. And the next car, it's not electric, but it was on life support by just 11,000 miles. 3. Kia Seltos 2021. Kia's Seltos initially received accolades for its stylish design and impressive technology, until the engines decided to take an early retirement. What was the cause of this automotive drama? Defective piston rings, of course. This little hiccup resulted in some engines failing spectacularly after just 11,000 miles. To make matters worse, many of these unfortunate vehicles had already been through recall repairs, meaning Kia's attempts to fix the issue were about as effective as a chocolate teapot. Add in excessive oil consumption, a tendency to hesitate when you hit the gas, and a reliability record that fell apart faster than a house of cards, and you've got yourself one of the most underwhelming small SUVs in recent times. But this next car made even Tesla fans think twice. Number 2. Tesla Model Y 2020. Tesla enthusiasts are known for their loyalty. However, even the most devoted fans had to acknowledge that the Model Y encountered several problems. From the very beginning of its deliveries, customers reported issues such as panel gaps that were large enough to fit fingers through. The paint on the vehicles would peel off, and trim pieces would become loose. Additionally, the infotainment screen, which is a crucial part of Tesla's user interface, occasionally froze or rebooted while driving. These issues were not just isolated incidents, they were prevalent among many vehicles. As a result, the Model Y became emblematic of hasty production practices. When a car priced at $60,000 appears to have bypassed the final inspection process, it reflects more than just an unfortunate aesthetic issue. But the car with the most complaints wasn't even electric. Number 1. Nissan Altima 2019 to 2024. The Nissan Altima has always been a reliable, sensible choice until it wasn't. Starting in 2019, a storm of complaints began pouring in about the CVT transmission. Jerking, shaking, lurching, stalling. Drivers described the car as undrivable. The issues got so bad they sparked a class action lawsuit in 2022. Owners weren't just annoyed, they were scared. Imagine merging onto a highway and your car suddenly loses power. Nissan continued selling models with the same CVT setup, despite mounting evidence that something was seriously wrong. The result? A sedan once praised for its reliability became a rolling lawsuit. So before you fall for a slick ad or a shiny badge, dig a little deeper, because underneath the touchscreen and ambient lighting, there might be a $1,000 repair bill waiting to happen. Which car on this list shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you've had experience with any of these models, we want to hear your story.